What's going on, guys, and welcome. It is Saturday. We are closing out the 18th week of investing here on our YouTube channel, where we invest $50 every Monday through Friday into dividend paying stocks. It is getting harder and harder to remember what week of being in the channel that we are. So that's kind of nuts. But yeah, so we're here, right? A lot of big things happened. We had some big options trades at the beginning of the week that we kind of closed out. We have two contracts still open, but we got all that stuff closed out. We did pretty well. We bought some JetQ. I got a mystery stock in there that we're going to talk about. A ridiculous stock, but a mystery stock. And we did our official weigh-in. I started keto and I started yawning. But I started keto this week. As I always say, this whole thing's about happiness, health, and wealth. So just kind of focusing back on the health aspect of things. So, we weighed in, but what we will do is we are going to take a look first at our channel tracker. It's where we track everything in one spot. And then we will look at Sofi and Seeking Alpha. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so here we are in our channel tracker, and we are going to follow this blue line as always. But today is May 6th. 23. Not doing this video because on Friday because we went out, Jenna and I, last night, which was kind of nice. So we did that, and we're a day behind. But for my weight, we are at 284.2 pounds, and that is a total weight loss of 14.5 pounds. Now I'm scrolling up. I didn't do this before, but I think that might be, nope, not quite the lowest this year so far. So 283.6 is the lowest we've seen. That's the target, but yeah, we're back on track. I have this yellow line, or this thing highlighted in yellow. This was day one of keto. We weighed in at 289.6 pounds, which was still... Wow. So 289.6 pounds is actually still a 9.1 pound weight loss on the year, but we're kicking it back into high gear. So we're losing weight again, which feels great. We started Tuesday. It's Saturday. We've lost like 5 pounds. It's great. Feeling good about that. So investment balance, we're at add a zero, $5,399.50. Here is a huge jump, guys. We are at $48.78 of total earned dividends. That thing just dropped like a hammer. Super exciting. I mean, we were at $35.06. That's $13.72 of dividends earned, and it is only the 6th. We have more dividends on the way. Guys, we are getting close to that point where we're kind of about $20 a month of dividends, and that's a good chunk of change. That's like some real deal stuff. If we're getting $20 a month in dividends, that's $240 a year. And we're not going to stop there. But yeah, sweet dividends. Love them. That is so exciting that it makes me yawn. Our total growth in the account is $199.17. So we lost about $1 or $2 over the week. Now, the stock market did not do that well. So the fact that we're only down $1 is really good news to me. I love to see that. And that's going to come from some of the options trading. We were able to make up for some of those losses and pump that into JetQ. But our YouTube income, we are still at $100. So, we have a link for SoFi in the description. That's where we invest. If you want to sign up, use the link. You get free stuff. I get free stuff. That's where this $100 came from. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join me. I'm not a wealth manager, credit counselor, financial advisor, and this isn't sponsored. It's just a referral link. So eventually we'll get a check from YouTube, hopefully. And that is dependent on two things. Our total subscribers, which we gained one. Hello, welcome, thank you. So we're at 1,762 total subscribers. We have 189,709 total views. And then our total watch hours is 3,730.4 total watch hours. Reason why that's important is once that hits 4,000, we can hopefully get monetized and then start actually getting paid from YouTube. So that'll be cool. But that's basically what's going on with the channel. Let's take a look at Sofi. All right, guys. So the reason I wanted to start with Sofi before looking at Seeking Alpha is because I want to look at these unrealized gains. It kind of puts in perspective how much of our income has actually come from options trading. Also, how many shares of JetQ we had from pulling cash out of options trades. I mean, we basically added 10 full shares of JetQ over the past 2 weeks just from making money on options premiums. But so unrealized gain, I mean, we made $30, we lost $60. We lost 44, we lost 15, we lost 40. We made $1, we made $31, we made $41, we lost 31, and we lost 15. So when you add this all up, we lost 80 something bucks. Just like we're doing real quick. So I mean, we lost $80. And that's unrealized gain. That doesn't include the purchases of stuff that we made. That's just how much we're up or down. So we should be down about $80. And yet when I scroll up here, you can see that we have total gains of 199 and a total market gain of 150 and 39 with the total dividends here. So it's very easy to track this stuff. It's also kind of cool to see this chart. You can see here that we lost money, and then made money. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, the total unrealized gain, we're starting to come back here. My position on MPW is now only down $59. It was down $80 or 90 or 100 or whatever it was a little while ago. So that's good to see it kind of calming down. Now it's more in line with other holdings like AT&T or SCHD. BlackRock, I'll put in that same boat too. So, these are doing just better. And when I go to MPW, we started buying this really high early in the year, but we do dollar cost average. So through dollar cost averaging, I mean, our average cost here is only $9.90 now. It was $11. If you look at the past 3 months, I mean, this stock went from, where's the 1-year chart so we can see it in January. So in January, it was 12, 13, up in that area. So we bought it expensive for a long time. But now we bought it so cheap for so long through dollar cost averaging. We own it pretty close to where it is. So finally get to see some real, just easier to look at numbers from that. But let's take a deeper look at Seeking Alpha. So this is where I like to track my portfolio. This is my SoFi account here. And I have everything sorted by value. We're going to look at who's winning the race to be the biggest thing in the fund or in the portfolio. So leading the way, we have Realty Income Corporation, ticker symbol O, at $890.10. I am wondering if we're going to hit $1,000 in this week or next week. I'm not sure, but we've had some price growth, so it could be at any point in time. It might be next week though, because we get that dividend. That's going to look pretty good. So 14.14 shares were at $63.95. The dividend is now well below 5%, which is kind of a bummer to see, but that's okay because it means our price is going back up. But they are paying out a dividend on the 15th. We haven't gotten paid yet, so that's really good. Love to see that. Next, we have SCHD. So SCHD is taking kind of a hit over the past few months. We are at $8.64.10. That is 12.17 shares, and the price is currently $70.99. The forward dividend yield rate's looking good. It's at 3.36, which is awesome. No dividend coming up. Right now with SCHD, a lot of people are speculating that the things or the different companies that they hold might not pay a dividend. So you see a lot of that coming out now. They're like, why I'm not buying or whatever. And now we see all these, actually not even really. So like we had these articles coming out, but now they're not coming out anymore. So we do have some people saying that they're getting out of SCHD. I love it. I am not planning on getting out of SCHD. I think that, again, there's a lot of people speculating that companies are going to cut their dividends. And that may happen, but it may not, and I don't think it will. So I don't know. I'm just a guy in a triangle-shaped room, I guess. So, I don't know. I just work here. So going back here, we're sorting by value. JEPQ. All right, this is more exciting stuff here. So JEPQ, we did get paid a nice big dividend, which is awesome. We have $786.82 worth of JEPQ. That's 17.32 shares at $45.44 per share. So here's something that's really interesting because you cannot buy partial shares of JEPQ yet on Sofi. So this means that the 0.32 shares that I'm holding are actually earned dividends. I've almost earned a half a share of JEPQ in dividends from JEPQ, which is awesome because that's $45. So, maybe 2-3 more months, we should be earning, maybe we'll have earned a full share of JEPQ. Would be exciting. But yeah, so they did pay that out. JEPQ turns a year old soon, too. Let's take a look at this. JEPQ is JP Morgan's NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF. It's basically a fund that exists to... Oh, it is a year old! Nice! All right. Happy birthday, JEPQ. Happy birthday. But it's basically a fund that exists to sell covered calls on tech stocks and pay a monthly dividend. Like a big monthly dividend. But wow, that's awesome. Happy birthday. Anywho, sorry, I'm a loser. It is what it is. I'm doing finance videos to no one on the internet. So going. If you guys are subscribers and you watch all the videos, you're not no one. It's just a small population. All right, so we're a small population interested in my nerdy finance videos. So, yeah, JEPQ, that position's growing really quickly. The only way we're contributing to that is by pulling out options premium and building that position there. So that's all from like generated income actively trading, which is kind of awesome how that's working out. But anywho, so of the stocks that we're putting $5 a day into, we have Pepsi leading the charge at $492.97. That's 2.54 shares. It's all the way up to $194 a share. Wow. Pepsi has just been definitely the champion of this channel. It's been awesome. I guess JEPQ's kind of been the champion of the channel too. It has more growth this year, but yeah, Pepsi is just absolutely crushing it. No dividend coming out this month, but next month we will be getting a pretty juicy dividend. They increased their dividend to 10%. this go around. So that's pretty exciting. Now, Procter and Gamble. We're at $482.35. Whew. Excuse me, but we got 3.09 shares of that, and it's worth $156.03 a share. Here's another dividend that we are going to get paid this month. So, we're already at a huge dividend payout, massive jump at the beginning of the month, but we have Realty Income Corporation, which is a huge dividend for us. We have Procter and Gamble, which is a huge quarterly dividend, because they only pay this so often. That should be a little bit of money there. Yeah, that's awesome. We're starting to see some real dividends here. It's exciting. That's actually exciting. That's the whole point of this channel. Aside from motivating myself to actually be accountable and invest this way, and do so publicly to start a YouTube channel. The whole point of this is to see a dividend snowball in a slow progressing, trackable thing. All right, so JEPI is JEPQ's older brother. This is JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. It is not based off the NASDAQ. The value there, we're at $461.36 for 8.43 shares. We have more than double JEPQ than JEPI at this point. That's so crazy. But the price of that is $54.72 per share. They did pay out their dividend, and it was lower than JEPQ's. JEPQ paid a higher dividend than JEPI this month, and JEPQ costs way less. So that was pretty nuts. But JEPI does pay very reliably a monthly dividend payment to us. That is a good income generator for us. And so that's already represented in the 13 whatever we made. BlackRock. So BlackRock is having a very, very difficult week. It's been up and it's down and it's all over the place. So we have $419.84 there. We're at 0.65 shares. The price is $644.48. The forward dividend yield is back over 3%, which is, I think, where it was last time. But yeah, this thing has been like spiking up and down like $40 every other day. Definitely very volatile. Kind of not the best, but it is what it is. Coming down here, we have AT&T. AT&T is also kind of volatile right now. We have $411.71. We have 24 shares, and that's $17.13 per share, or $17.13. So this has been like pinging up and down like 50 to 60 cents a day, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's kind of a chunk when the share price is only $17. So we're basically bouncing up and down like 1 to 3% every day right now. So just keep buying it. You'll buy it when it's high. You'll buy it when it's low. You'll get it for $17, then $17.60, then $17, then $18, then whatever. It averages out. I'm cool with it. MPW, we are almost in the 400s. We're catching up. So we have $397.10 here. That's 46.12 shares. We're almost at 50 shares. That is $8.61 per share, though. Guys, we're creeping up to 9 again. If we cross 9, I'm going to be stoked. But that dividend yield is still at 13.47. So I'm happy with buying the low priced dividend for now. They did announce that the dividend was going to get paid out in the middle of July, so that's on the chart. And we have a mystery stock, okay? TSLY, Yield Max Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF. We have $26.82 here, and it is 2 shares, each valued at $13.41. Why is this in the portfolio? Because it's here for observation. It's here for the memes, okay? So we're going to take a look at Tesla. We're going to watch it for a couple months, kind of see what it does. What is Tesla, okay? First of all, it's the next dividend that we'll get to. So it's another little payout. We have 2 shares. It's not going to be a big deal. All right. Let's take a look at Tesla's chart and let's take a look at what this even is. It's ridiculous and I'm excited about it. So Tesla is a fund by YieldMax that is designed to buy and sell call options on Tesla stock without holding Tesla stock. Okay? It's basically them just trying to make money flipping options and making money off premiums, kind of like how I built my position on JetQ. Now, the thing that I like about this is that the advertised dividend rate is outrageous. Or I shouldn't say posted / advertised, I'll say. So the trailing 12 months is 30.44%, and the fund started in November. So it's not even like it's not a year. So if we take a look at these dividend payments, and these are coming out every single month, all right? So the dividend payments, like we're going to get 44 cents per share this month. But if we look at the dividend history, we see some decline here, okay? But at the same time, they've paid a lot of money, and it will be a lot of money. But, we got 44 cents plus 82 cents plus 90 cents plus 90 cents plus $1. It's $4.06 once they pay out this next dividend coming up in the middle of the month. On a stock that's $13, guys, I mean, that's insanity. There's another stock. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. I might add a couple bucks of this to the portfolio as well. This thing is not even a month old. It just started. Same people, same idea. But instead of using Tesla stock, they're using Apple stock. This is another one that they don't pay a dividend yet. They haven't had the chance to pay a dividend. It's not long. It's not old enough. So I don't know. There's a lot of buzz on the internet about both of these stocks. And I figured, yeah, you know what? It's a dividend thing. Why not throw it into the portfolio, see what happens, and then maybe I can buy some more if it's something that's worth having at all. But it's a cool concept. If this fund ends up having a 60% dividend yield or something, which is what it's like on pace to do, by the way. So if this has a 60% dividend yield year over year, I just want to watch it. I just want to see it happen. I'm cool with that happening on my channel. I think it would be fun. I think it's ridiculous. I'll probably add a couple shares of Appley, but 60% return. I mean, that's 100% nonsense. That's absolutely ludicrous. Not a lot of people have heard about this. No one owns it to any legitimate capacity. I don't know why this is here, but we bought it because it's fun. And we did pretty well last week, so we might as well buy something silly. Lastly, coming back here, sort by value. As I said, we have 2 contracts left on some JetQ calls. We had 14, so we have 2 left. And then we have $160 of cash sitting in the account, ready to go. If something happens like it did a couple weeks ago, and I was like, whoa, we're going to spike into some options because stuff doesn't make sense. We've kind of normalized back to where we should be. At least that's what I think for right now. I think the volatility has primarily evened out, I guess is the way I should say that. So I'm just going to keep that $160 on hand, ready to go. Again, I can shoot that out as my weapon to secure some more profit and add to the JetQ profile. But that's pretty much what's going on in the account. I've got a couple things to say about that. All right, so first things first, I want to talk about one of the untalked about dangers of investing. Whoa, dangers of investing. Very controversial statement. And I specifically want to talk about like day trading and options trading and all that stuff, all the stuff where you're buying and selling, right? Because I don't typically do that, but we had the opportunity, so we locked it in and made a good chunk of money. Like you guys can see that we very clearly went from like down 200 to up 200 in a week on a portfolio with 5 grand. So like, yeah, there is definitely a time and a place you can successfully do options trades. However, there's something that I want to talk about, and you have to be aware of how fun it is to trade. Okay? It is dangerous when you start having fun trading. All right. So, and I want to go over what I mean by that. When you watch the market every day and you're like, oh my God, this is the time. I live for this. We're buying an option. We're going to trade it to the moon. All right. That's not what I'm talking about. That is fun, right? I think it's fun reading things on Seeking Alpha and picking through stocks. I love that, guys. That's why I'm doing this whole thing. I think it's a blast. But what I mean is when you buy your option because you saw it and it was calculated, and you sell your option and you pull out all that premium, you're sitting on 400 or 500 bucks, right? Just like it happened. Sometimes you go, let's do it again. And you go back in. Now you're playing a slot machine. Okay. And that is one of the hardest things for me personally is I just think it's so fun trading. And it gets a little sketchy sometimes. Like it got sketchy this week for me. There was I closed out a bunch of things. I bought a bunch of JetQ, and I bought some JetQ for like cheap. It dipped down quite a bit, and I was like, nice. So I was able to buy some in like at like $44.50 or something like that. I stole some JetQ this week. Anywho, but so I was like, you know what? Like SCHD is down, and I was like, let's just go for it. Let's buy some more options. The problem is buying options on something like SCHD, which is way more heavily traded than something like JetQ is. Um, it's like $120 for an option that's anywhere close to being in the money. So anything that's really worth holding, basically, like it costs a lot of money to buy those premiums. So I bought it, and then it just kept going down and down and down, and I was like, oh man, and I almost panic sold it. Thankfully I didn't. I time in hands. Look at these hands. You think I'm gonna let these hands give up? No, diamond hands, right? um but yeah, so I'm watching, I'm like, oh man, I should cut my losses with this, and I almost took a loss for like $60. I fortunately like really watched it all day, and I shouldn't say all day, but it was like on and off. I was checking on it, and I was paying attention to charting and stuff like that. I was able to lower my cost per share or cost per contract on the SCHD down to $70 for my call option, and then it bounced back up enough that I was able to sell all of the contracts for $75 a contract. So I actually made $5 per contract. I just wish that I didn't make like I think it was $180 investment to make like $10 or $15. Not really where you want to be. So when you're like defensively trading to get yourself out of a play because you made a lot of money, and then you're like, let's do it again, and just like zero research, just dive into another trade without reading market reports on the individual holdings of that thing. Don't do that, right? This is why retail traders lose. I almost lost. I had to spend like 48 hours of research to trade my way out of that appropriately and not get smoked. So please, right? Don't have too much fun. Like if you're having the time of your life trading, which I was, like last week was awesome. I was having the time of my life. because I made some seriously calculated trades. But even one trade that was like not calculated, like I charted, I looked at it before I bought it. But like I traded Pinterest last week. Did I double my money in about 4 hours? Yes. Should I have? Probably not. That's a ridiculous trade. I don't know anything about Pinterest. I don't even use Pinterest. I know that Pinterest has pictures that say live, laugh, love on everything. That's what Pinterest is to me. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the stock. And I just like traded an options contract because it looked good on a chart. Like, no, bad. Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Just don't have too much fun. Wait until an opportunity looks good. And it's times like these that I need to remind people and myself that when you buy a stock, you're buying a business. Okay? If you wanted to buy a business and you knew their financials and you knew everything about it and you got it for a good price based on valuation and based off the trends and based off momentum and you see more people going into that business or whatever, then yeah, that's a good choice. If you can get it for a deal, that's awesome. But like if somebody says, "Hey, I got this business, you can buy it for half off. You should buy it for half off." I'd be like, "Well, what is it?" Right? I have no business buying Pinterest options. So like that's not good. Like you're just gonna buy a portion of a company. And when you buy an option, you're buying the rights to 100 shares. I bought 100 shares of Pinterest, right? On a whim because it looked like a good deal and it seemed fun. I don't want to own Pinterest. I don't know anything about it, right? If I said, "Hey, buy my laundromat for half off, I'm sure it'll be fun," you'd be like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" So yeah, I got a little carried away. I was able to trade out of it. We didn't lose any money, or we lost $1 due to price fluctuations or whatever. But we actually made money on options and stuff. We didn't lose anything, which is good. But we are going to cool ourselves off. Okay, we gotta cool it. Play cool. Be cool. We're gonna wait until we see something again. It was how long before we made like a huge options play in the channel? 7 to 16 weeks. There was a couple little options things that I threw in here and there for like 10, $20. Nothing like $200 in call options or whatever. So yeah, we're going to cool it off. We're not just going to jump in and start throwing $200 a week into options contracts. However, we have our $160 now and it's sitting there ready to go. Maybe that's bad for me to say, but and again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy in a triangle-shaped room. But that's something that a lot of traders struggle with. I am more of an investor. I'd rather just buy and hold and watch. If something looks good, we'll jump on it and we'll pounce. But once we're out, we're out. Like you guys got to yell at me in the comments. What are you doing? Right? So yeah, I mean, $10 here and there, I don't really count that much. Like that's test the waters on something. It's fine to test the waters on options if you've got 0.001% of your portfolio tied up in a ridiculous call option or something like that. Fine, it doesn't matter. But yeah, when you're tying up like 0.1%, 1% even, that's a slippery slope for sure. 5% definitely a slippery slope. 10%, yeah, that's a chunk. That's like a whole holding's worth. So yeah, just if anyone's following the channel, don't get overzealous. A lot of that's luck. I would hate to see something bad happen to somebody who I know or somebody who's been following the channel because they go, "Oh my God, Josh can print money on options." Like, no, it got sketchy because I was convinced I could print money selling options or buying options. And I was printing money, so I got into a couple things that were tough. Thankfully, I have the capital and I had the liquid available capital in my account to trade my way out of it. But I don't want to trade my way out of it. I want to make money and I want to buy stuff and have it pay me. I don't want to pay ridiculous capital gains at the end of the year for all these options contracts. I'd rather pay minimal tax on dividend income. That's what I want. But anywho, so yeah, that was good. Went to a killer restaurant. Oh my god! On the food was so good. Service, nah, but the food was fantastic. We went to Zuma in Boston. It's at the Four Seasons, like a pretty high-end Japanese steakhouse, but it wasn't stuffy. It was nice. It was upbeat. They had a DJ in the restaurant. Like, it was pretty cool. I'm doing keto, and I did enjoy a 18-ounce strip wine with truffle and stuff on it. So that was sweet. Really, really yummy. I still can't. I'm still thinking about it. Like, I don't know if you've ever had something that was just so good that you're like still thinking about it the next day, but that's how I'm feeling right now. That was pretty good. Back into the gym tomorrow, doing some heavy gym work, and yeah, just working on my weight. My weight's coming down. I feel good on keto. I got that like keto grog because I'm not even a weekend yet, but yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by the end of next week. I mean, I should be in the 170s. That's what I'm hoping for. So we're hoping for some serious weight loss. We're putting in the work to get the weight loss, um, and we got some sweet Pokemon cards too. But we won't talk about that too much. With that said, I wish you all happiness, health, and wealth. And with that, roll the outro.